Hi, and welcome to Down by the River. I'm your host, Debbie Goodman.
And with me is Sarah Parks.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how long have you been with the Parkway?
Well, I've actually been with the Parkway for about 7 years. I started as an intern while I was attending Fresno State. I studied nonprofit management, and so I did a 300-hour internship here with the Trust while I was in school. And then I got very lucky and got a job at the end of that. So I've been with the Trust for about 7 years.
Well, that's fantastic. I got involved with the Parkway back in 1995.
Wow.
And I've been a volunteer off and on, life takes us in different directions, but I've come back around now and I'm so glad I have. Things have changed a lot. You used to have your offices on Shaw. In fact, I went by there one day and was surprised, like, wait, what happened to the offices?
Yeah.
Oh, they're out here at the River Ranch House. So in the background here, what do we have?
This is a painting of the river, and I'm thinking it was probably part of an older Parties for the Parkway art exhibit, and sometimes we're lucky and we get to keep pieces to make the office more beautiful and for visitors to see when they visit.
This really is a nice office.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yes, and how long have you been out here?
This office was finished and we moved out in December of 2008, so it's been a number of years now. Time goes by so fast.
It does. It does.
And a lot of people don't realize when they come to see us that this is actually an office building. It doesn't look like an office building from the outside, and that was intentional. When you're on the trail, I love this, and you're coming down, you can see our old historic barn in the background, and then you can see this building. It fits in with the landscape perfectly, and that was the intention of the design. And it is a very green building too. The insulation is made of blue jean stuff, so the lint in your pocket, that's what our walls are filled with. And
well, that's great.
the outside wood was taken from, I believe, a pier up in the Bay Area, so it's reclaimed wood, so it's a great place to have our office.
That's great. Well, what is your position here at the Parkway?
So I am the program director, and what that means, and let me say that we all wear many hats here with the Parkway, so you never know what your day is going to bring, but our programs include formal education for students, K through 12, so we bring them on field trips out to the river. We also do preschool program here at the River Center, so we have our little ones out on a thing we call the Hidden Homes Trail, which features larger than life-size homes that they can actually climb on and go through and experience what that habitat is like that the animal lives in. We just launched a 4th grade history field trip program, which we're very excited about. A lot of the schools are unable to do the mission trips, very expensive, not enough money for transportation. So we now have an alternative to that where they can come and learn about the history of the Central Valley and about the history of the river. So that's been going on for about 6 months now. And we're really focusing on that. And then, of course, summer camp. And summer's going to be here in no time. The warm weather makes you feel like it's already right around the corner. So we bring about 800 kids out to the river during our camp season at Scout Island for a week of fun in the sun, swimming and canoeing and arts and crafts and songs and all kinds of wonderful
Great
stuff.
opportunity, because kids don't always have the opportunity to do these things.
It's true, and it's amazing how many children have no idea that we have a river flowing through our backyard. So it really is a fun opportunity for us to have them come outside and learn more about it. In fact, I heard from an older staff member who left about 4 years ago. She said that working for River Camp inspired her career. She went on and pursued a master's degree in environmental education and is now the education director for the American River Conservancy. So we actually launch people into the world of teaching kids about the river through that program. So it's really a special program for the organization.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I've been involved with that program for about 3 years.
Now, you're the go-to person, are you not, for calendaring things? If I want to know when things are happening, because we hope to come out and do a lot of these shows with the Parkway. We're going on a couple of little hikes.
Yes. So another aspect of the programs are our nature walks. We had a fabulous walk this past weekend on February 1st at the San Luis Wildlife Refuge, where they got to see many of the migratory birds who are flying in early and leaving early because of our strange warm weather. But it was beautiful, clear skies, and we have several walks coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Now, what are some of the things that families can come to here at the Parkway, say on a summer evening or a spring evening, or what do you have going on out here?
Well, we always recommend get longer. It's really wonderful to watch, the sun starting to set after work, and I see people bring their strollers out, their families and bicycles, and just enjoy some time outside. And of course, the River Center is open 7 days a week, and our Ranch House Museum is open on the weekends. So we always invite families to come out and check out our exhibits about the river and our local history. We're all about history here and learning about the river's importance to the valley.
I understand that Philip Levine may be doing a reading here.
Yes, we're very excited, and I'm sorry I don't have it off the top of my head, but you can find it on our website. It's going to be in June.
Okay.
And we are going to do a special fundraising event around that program. So Philip is coming as part of our Respite by the River series. This is going to go from April through October, and we have a fabulous lineup this year. Philip's going to be here in June, and we're going to have a fundraising dinner where you can buy a ticket to the dinner and get to have dinner with Philip and talk with him and hear from him.
Fantastic.
So that should be really fun.
I can capture that. One of my plans for this is to make a 50-minute documentary film to submit to the Sundance Film Festival, and it would be an honor to be able to interview Philip Levine.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So, do you suppose you could interview that?
I'll do my best. I'll see what I can do. And let me mention a few of the other authors.
Oh, absolutely.
The kickoff is going to be in April, and it's going to feature James Tyner, who is our poet laureate here in Fresno, and Patrick Contreras, who's a fabulous. I actually went to high school with Patrick.
Oh my gosh.
Was not a musician. I was a musician, but not anywhere near the caliber of.
I totally understand.
But I got to sit in the orchestra with him, so that was pretty cool.
Wow.
He's fantastic. We're so excited to have. It'll be the first time he's ever played for us for a Parkway event, so that's really cool. Gary Soto's going to be here in May.
Oh, I love his books.
Awesome.
They make me laugh.
Yes.
Even when he's serious, he makes me laugh. Love Gary Soto.
So Gary, we're very excited about that. He hasn't been to a restaurant in a long time. May. That'll be in May. Margarita Engel's going to be here. Megan Mohigian, who's a fabulous local poet, is going to be presenting. Who else? Chuck Hansel, or C.G. Hanslechek, who's another fabulous poet. So we have a great lineup all on the website. Summer evenings, you can't beat out here at the River Center. Always a breeze, you get to watch the sunset, bring a picnic, hear some live music. Roosevelt's high school bands are going to be here for a couple of the events, and we're very excited. So it's going to be a good summer out here.
Fabulous. Yeah, it just seems like it's a little bit cooler down here when it's hot.
Right? I think so too.
I live in the center.
Yeah.
I live in the hub of Fresno near Shawn 41. So just to come out here, you almost feel like a brief trip to the coast.
Respite. It's a respite from the heat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
So it's going to be wonderful.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you take us and show us your favorite spot on the property?
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's go.
So this is one of my very favorite spots here at the River Center. This is part of the Hidden Homes Trail that we talked about earlier. This is one of our larger than life-size homes, the Eagle's Nest. I love to bring kids down here because they have no idea what it is. They think they're dinosaur eggs. And they kind of look like dinosaur eggs, I suppose. And so then I tell them about eagles, and we talk about the eagle's wingspan and how the eagles lay their eggs and how they build their nests. And then we have the kids actually pretend to be the eagles. So they get down in a little ball, and then we talk about how the eagles hatch, and then they spread their wings, and then they can fly away. And it's really very fun. And so it's one of my favorite places to visit. And you can visit with your family on the weekends, and during the week, the Hidden Homes Trail is open. And again, features larger than life-size homes, so the kids can learn about the different animals that live here by the river. And we actually do, a lot of people don't know, we do have bald eagles here in the valley. They come in the wintertime, so this is the time to see them. And you'll see them up at Millerton Lake. And the Trust actually offers nature walks to go and check out the eagles. And they've been very successful the past couple of weeks. They've seen many eagles up there, so it's pretty exciting.
Well, do you need to bring your own binoculars when you go on these hikes?
It's good if you have a pair that you love, but we also have binoculars to share because we want to make sure everybody has some, and wear warm clothes because sometimes it's chilly up there.
Okay.
And you'll also get to see what the lake looks like right now in a season where we haven't had much rain. A lot of people haven't seen it that way before, so there's a lot to learn.
Okay. Well, let's walk around the trail a little bit.
Sounds good.
I feel like I'm at Nature's Storyland. This kind of reminds me of what we had in Roding Park.
It is,
I'm inside the Owl House.
So this is a replica actually of a tree that we have here at the River Center. So when you drive into the River Center, you see a row of palm trees. Several of them are dead. A lot of people ask us, why don't you get rid of them? They're not alive anymore. Well, they provide fantastic habitat for birds.
Oh.
And for several years, we had a great horned owl that made her nest in one of the trees, had a cavity kind of like what we're standing in here, and we actually got to see her raise her babies. And people would
Wow.
come out, we would set up spotting scopes. It was fantastic. And so this is a representation, artistic representation of what owls do, how they make their nests, and of our special trees that we have here at the River Center.
Great. Well, let's go see the real tree.
All right.
Hey, walking along the trail, came across this. They look like dried up old pomegranates or something. What is this tree?
So this is actually an oak tree. It's hard to tell right now because it's not leafed out at the moment, but this is a telltale sign, and these are called oak galls. A lot of people say they kind of look like apples, so sometimes they're called oak apples as well. They're so interesting. They are formed by a tiny insect called a gall wasp. And what happens is the wasp comes up to the tree and irritates the branch and lays its eggs. This is what forms around the eggs. This protects the eggs from being eaten and protects the larvae. Once they are ready to be born, they bore a little hole, and this is hard to see, but you can see there's a tiny hole there. That's how they get out. But what's really cool about these, I think this is really interesting, is Native Americans, our local Native American tribes, would use these to carry fire. So if you, and unfortunately there isn't one that's open, but if you open it, they have kind of a soft stuff on the inside. You could put an ember from the fire you had, close it up, you could hold it in your hand and move it to the next spot, put the ember down and start a new fire.
Interesting.
And I've heard, we should check on this, I've heard that the Constitution, our Constitution of the United States, was written with ink made from oak galls. When they get really old, they turn black, and you can make ink out of them. So lots of different information about this kind of weird looking gall.
Very interesting.
Here on the oak trees at the River Center.
Hey, I think I see a turtle down there.
I think you're right. In fact, I think we can see 3 or 4 different turtles down there. A lot of people love to check out the turtles when they visit the trail. What's really interesting about these turtles, they're called red-eared sliders. So they kind of have red marks on the sides of their heads. The turtle population that we have here was probably started by somebody's pet.
Oh,
So
my
this is
goodness.
the type of turtle that most people get as a pet. They do get pretty big and sometimes bigger than a homeowner might want to have. And so they will bring them out here. It's not a great thing because what happens is they outcompete our native pond turtle. So you don't have the western pond turtles here as much, but it is really interesting for people to come and see the turtles in the in the habitat here. But we think that they may have started, this population may have started from a pet.
Wow.
What we see here are the trees that I was telling you about when we were in the Owl's House on the Hidden Homes Trail. And again, a lot of people, you know, they may not look like much. They don't look like the other palm trees that we have here. But we keep them because they provide habitat for the birds that live here at the river, and we can hear them chirping away. A lot of the birds that we see flying in and out right now are starlings, actually starlings, European starlings. They were introduced by somebody in New York who was a big fan of Shakespeare. Starlings were a bird that were represented in Shakespearean plays a lot, and that's why they were brought here, which is kind of interesting. So they're also not a native species, but we do see them here a lot at the River Center. We also have barn owls that make their homes here in these trees, and as I mentioned in the Owl's House, the great horned owl made a nest here too, so it's pretty exciting. So we do think that they're very important for providing habitat here, and so we want to let people know that's why we keep them. There is one tree missing. There used to be one more. Several years ago we had a crazy windstorm, like super, I don't know if you remember, it was pretty
Knocked our
scary.
fence down, yeah.
Well, we did lose one of the trees. It's all over right into the road. We were really lucky that there weren't any cars there or any people, so it was quite an effort to get it out of the road after it had fallen down. So they aren't very stable in the base because they are dead on the inside, so big winds can be a bad thing for them. But we love standing out here and watching the birds, and we like to share this with our preschoolers when they come visit us at the River Center.
Sarah, this is absolutely beautiful. What tree is this?
So this is a camphor tree, and I would say this is my second favorite place on the property here. This is a beautiful camphor tree, and we actually had it aged several years ago. and it was planted about the time that the ranch house was built. So it's over 100 years old, this tree, which I think is just amazing. And it's so beautiful. It is massive. A lot of kids like to climb on it when they come out here. It's hard to, I kind of want to climb on it myself too. So it's a beautiful tree. We have a lot of birds that make their home here. Cooper's hawks have nests that we'll see sometimes. You even can see owl pellets and other bird pellets on the bottom, so we know that there are birds here. And it's a wonderful place just to come and lay out a blanket, have a picnic lunch, read a book. It's very peaceful here under this tree, so it's one of my favorite spots on the property.
It's wonderful to just listen to the birds. These are things that I don't hear in the city. In the city I hear sirens and I hear cars going by, and come out here and you're like in a different world.
It's true. But one thing that I think is really special is as you start to listen to the sounds of nature, to learn what kind of birds we have here, you can pull it out of the city sometimes. I live near Fresno State and I see red-tailed hawks pretty regularly. And I don't think I would have noticed them before until I started working here, and I see what they look like in the sky, and I know what the sound is, and I'll hear it occasionally, owls. So you can find nature in the city too. We love to have people come out here and learn about the joys of nature and the wonders of nature, and then take it back home and share it and see it there as well.
Well, I envy you. This has got to be a great place to work.
I am very lucky.
You feel like you go on vacation and then you go home, and then you go on vacation the next day, and then you go home.
And the best thing is getting to talk to people about, like I said, the wonders of this place, and to share it with preschool kids, and to see the kids get excited about swimming in the river at camp, or catching tadpoles, or learning about the birds that live here, and seeing families share that experience together. It's just very rewarding, to be part of this organization.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much for taking us around the property today.
It was a pleasure.
Great talking with you.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
I'm looking forward to doing a lot of the events connected with the Parkway.
Fantastic.
And I will definitely be coming out here maybe at least once a week during the summer just to get away.
Awesome. You'll have to come to camp. Come check us out.
Oh,
I
will.
Yeah, you'll love it.
I will. I'll be the biggest kid there.
That's right.
All right. Thank you.
You.
Hi, and welcome to Down by the River. I'm your host, Debbie Goodman. But as you can see, we are not down by the river. We're at Fresno City Hall. This is an annual event leading up to the Parties for the Parkway kickoff party next month, where the artwork you'll see here will be donated and proceeds will be given to the San Joaquin River Parkway and Conservation Trust. Let's look around. And here with me is Estelle Boro. Estelle, tell us what your position is with the Parkway.
I work in development, or we call it resource development, and I work particularly with the Parties for the Parkway program and other major events that we do.
This is one of my absolute most favorite things to do in Fresno. This is one of the little booklets that goes along and tells you the dates, times, places, and shows you the artwork that goes along with the parties.
This is true, and it's in its 22nd year, and every year we have such a generous wellspring of support from the artistic community. We're here tonight at the art reception with all the artists' pieces that they've donated for the auction this year. It's the 22nd year they've done it, and then we have so many wonderful hosts who come together to organize these parties that we present in the book.
That's great. I can hardly wait for the kickoff party next month.
Oh, yes, it's always fun. There's so much to do between registering for parties and buying art and eating good food, drinking wonderful wine and beer. It's a great event.
And where is this held this year?
This year it will be Thursday, March 13th at the Clovis Veterans Memorial District Building at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much. We'll see you there.
Okay, that's great.
All right.
Thank you.
me is one of the artists, Bob Levine. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And your picture here in the booklet, what is this a picture of?
This is sort of a hybrid of a cottage somewhere. It started in England and it ended up somewhere in Central California, and then some color fell on top of it.
Well, that's
So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
How long have you been involved with the Parkway?
Well, I've certainly been a great fan of what the people of the Parkway are doing for a very long time. I mean, I think it's really one of the premier activities that we have here in Fresno. It's something that's going above and beyond, that is really pitch perfect with what we need.
Well, thank God for the rain today.
Thank God for the rain. That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
This is Janet Morita, and this is Janet's picture in the Parties for the Parkway booklet. It's beautiful, irises. Janet, tell us a little bit about your picture.
Well, it's paint. I just wanted to do a painting with a lot of color in it, and this was so much fun to do because I just put lots and lots of color in. This is just a small piece of the whole work, but it was so fun to paint. I enjoyed it so much. It's all about the process with me.
Absolutely. Now, how long have you been involved with the Parkway?
Well, just as a member, I've been involved for several years, but this is the first time I've entered a painting.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the kickoff party.
Yes, I'll be there. Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
And now I'm here with Diane Abbott, right in front of her piece. Diane, tell us a little bit about your piece.
Well, it's an encaustic piece done with beeswax and resin. It's a very ancient Greek technique. They were the first ones that started it, and they discovered it and started using it to seal their ships with, and it grew from there.
Okay, and how long have you been involved with the Parkway?
Oh gosh, at least I'd say 8 to 10 years, I think.
Great. All right, well, I will see you at the kickoff party.
Yes, you will. Thank you. I think it should be really good this year.
I think so. It
Thank
always
you.
is.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now I'm here with Susan Gutierrez by her piece of work called
Untitled, I guess. No title.
Entitled. That seems to suit the attitude of youth today. They feel like they are entitled.
Speaks for itself, I think.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a zoomed in picture of a Pacific tree frog, and he's going after a centipede, but unfortunately he's going to be a very hungry frog because frogs don't eat centipedes.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have known that. How did you become involved with the Parkway?
It was the first party I was interested because I had some friends who were in the little booklet, and I was fascinated. I'm like, this is really neat. So the next year I bugged him, and I ended up putting 4 pieces in the first time I was involved, and I've been involved over 20 years.
That's great. All right, well, I'll see you at the kickoff party.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.